Hi everyone, this is Scott again. In this video I would like to show you how to use the Windows Disk Cleanup utility. So you can access the utility by opening your Start menu, coming into your Accessories folder, and we are looking for the System Tools, Disk Cleanup. And what the Disk Cleanup utility does is it helps remove old or unnecessary files. Especially like for example if you have done an in-place upgrade from like Windows XP to Windows 7. If you've correctly imported your user data and files, then this can actually free up to like 30 gigabytes of space on your hard drive. When you upgrade from XP to Windows 7, it creates, it's called a windows.old folder that saves all of that information onto your hard drive from Windows XP. So if you already have it all imported correctly to Windows 7, you essentially have an extra copy just sitting there, taking up 30 gigs of space from all that Windows XP data. This can also go through and get rid of some other old files and stuff that you no longer need on your computer. I'll get a little bit more into that when we get into the options for it. But especially in systems where you've done upgrades to the operating system, you can free up a lot of space using this. And so right now, it's actually scanning my hard drive. I'm on a laptop, so my hard drive is actually kind of small, so this really shouldn't take very long. But it scans the hard drive to see where it has old or unused files and things that it can clear up and delete to free up extra space. And so here's a list of those files. Nothing in the downloaded program files for me, temporary internet files. Sometimes these are just cookies, sometimes it might actually, the offline web pages is where you actually save that web page so that when you're not connected to a network, you can still view that page. Game statistics, it's all for maintenance for video games. I'm surprised there's anything there because I don't really use my laptop for gaming. You can go through each of these, recycle bin, temp files. Thumbnails, those are the little images. If you have a lot of pictures, you'll actually create a thumbnail for every single image, and those over time end up taking up quite a bit of space. So you can clear that without losing the pictures. It just deletes those thumbnails until you go to view those pictures again, and then it will recreate the thumbnail. Windows error reporting. Usually you'll have your, if you have your computer configured to create these, you usually have your computer configured to automatically send them to Microsoft. So there's not usually any need to save them to your computer. So clearing those out is also a pretty good idea. I actually do this usually once a month, and you can see here I've got about 90 megabytes that I can free up. So for me it's not really a big deal, but I mean 90 megabytes, better than nothing. I'm going to go ahead and run it so you guys can see that. You can see it's scanning through the service, well it was, the service backup files. So if you upgrade from like an SP1 to an SP2 with the service packs, some of the older stuff from SP1 isn't used. That's why they put out a new service pack. So if those are still saved to the computer, it will help get rid of those old files and that old data that Service Pack 2 doesn't use, and I can free up some space too, which is good. Alright, so now that it's finished its scan, it's actually giving me a little bit more than 90 megabytes. Not a whole lot, but we hit OK, and tell it to delete those files. And it'll go through and automatically clear everything up for us. Alright, and it automatically closes once it's completed. But it should have freed up a little bit more space. Yeah, see, I kind of have a small hard drive right here in the laptop, and I also have it partitioned because I have a dual boot. So every little bit of space that I can free up is good for me. So if you have larger hard drives, you might not really get much benefit out of running it as often as I do, but it means that if you have a larger hard drive, you'll get more out of doing a disk defrag, which I'll show in my next video.